Okay. Mm. Okay, let's see. What will I do? How will I do it? Do, 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 do. Yoink. Do violence. Okay, let's open side room, see if we can get like the classroom or possibly the tomb. Either would be helpful. Okay, tomb. We'll go tomb. Now I'm thinking, because we've grabbed the tomb, we want to do a couple things. One, we want to make sure we actually get to the foundation before I cut myself off. And actually no, if I go down to the tomb, the boat is on the correct side, so yeah, I can actually use it. I can get to the foundation. No, can I pull? Oh my gosh, my cat thing.
You desperate for the room, Bubby?
Screaming. Alright. Hi. Hi guys. You wanna come up, you can. Right, what was I doing? I can't call the elevator down from the from the basement. Do that. Okay. She looked over and Blaze is just lying on the floor. Tails, stop whining. Sorry. Nope. Chapel's not too bad. Especially because we did manage to light these up. And when I want to, I can break that open and get all the money that the chapel's been stealing from me. Let's go to the parlor, try and get the... Blaze, you don't need to pull the rug up. Oh my gosh. What was I saying? I've lost track of what I was saying. Oh my gosh, okay. White box is empty. This is the only true statement. There are 2 false statements. So if these 2 are false and this one is true, then the white box has to have the gems in it. My logic is flawless. Oh my god, it was. A closet. sleeping mask, that's good. And dice. Okay, let's open this room and hope it goes that way. Okay, kitchen's good. Kitchen's very good. Let's see what... We have the boiler room. Open eggs. Good sandwich. Okay. Hallway, and I'm gonna go back around. Yeah, still the money. Gonna open this room, see if we can get another helpful pantry. Yoink, yoink. We'll go commissary, gives us a place to spend the money. Magnifying glass. Shovel. Set of gems. Greenhouse. Greenhouse is good. Greenhouse is very good. Just seeing if there is greenhouse and weight room, secret garden. See if there's like a time or something. So I wonder if this instrument can be restored to working condition, but can I may yet find a use for the sugar beets and potatoes stores rotting away in things. Okay, yep. I was just seeing if there was like a clock or anything. We'll go unusual and rare room. Dig this up. Pebbles, so helpful. Dig this. Dig here. Oh, nice. Just having a look. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3. What should we call it? 3. Dead ends. There we go. That's the word. We got there eventually. Again, just taking a look at the clocks as I go round. Okay. Through the kitchen. I grabbed some extra steps. Up here, because it's helpful. Yoink. And we'll go courtyard. Courtyard's good. Gives me some diggable things. Oh, yes. Okay. So now I have the metal detector and the magnifying glass. I should be able to make the lighter, so I can go down to down the tomb into the underground from there. But we just need to grab a workplace. Yeah. Workshop, that's the word. I have to do bedroom because as much as the garage would be helpful, we don't want to get myself trapped. Sure, the wine cellar has a way to get through because that's not a full wall. But I don't know. No, it is a full wall because it doesn't have a thing there. Never mind. Well, we'll go the halls. We'll go full way. Probably should have gone shop, but no. 7 locked doors. Yes, workshop. Grab one. And we want these two. Nice. See what I open here. There you go, Terrence. Green rooms don't cost gems to make. Hello, sir. I'm sure there's a way I can get in here, but I haven't figured that out yet. Okay, we'll do 4 corners, unlock 2 of the doors. Boop. 1 door. head back to all the way back to the green room. There we go. I'm getting through the sentences just really slowly. Okay, just wanted to double check what to do. Ow. This has knocked me. Hand. Okay, now let's go down. We under the moon. Ground. It's where he keeps his dirt. Whee. Light. Light. Nice. Upgrade this. Look at that. Okay. Looking for both candles and dig spots. So I know there was a few candles that were lightable. There most definitely is going to be a few dig spots. I say that and I see no dig spots. Boop. Boop. Get me down. There we go. God, this is in. That's in. Oh, hello. Hey, Dariki. This is written in. That's written in gosh dang Erosion. Okay, I don't know what most of that says. I was looking, yeah, that House Sinclair. I won't, so in-law, I will. I don't know what that means. Dyslexia is not gonna let me do that. Okay, okay. Okay, no. Aha, that's it. Nice. That's where Marigold was buried. I don't know what this says because it is purely in Assyrian. Yeah, I might end up looking that up because my dyslexia is not gonna let me read that at all. That looks like a passageway. You can't tell me it doesn't. Yoink, yoink. Delicious. Okay, down we go. Any candles I can light up here? No. No candles I can light up, but that's okay. I am gonna move this out of the way because I cannot get through it properly. Torch chamber. Light. 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 Is this lead? It's so dark. After waiting for the better part of 3 weeks, the equipment carefully hoisted down the cliffside. To be hoisted down the cliffside one piece at a time. The wait is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation for the first tunnel. The first of many. To prevent future delays, Tom Sinclair has generously volunteered to install a freight lift to facilitate both personal transport. However, after seeing his ornate designs, I can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the balloon crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure the crew won't object to riding down the tunnels in a fashionable style. so this gives me access to the underground. So I won't necessarily need the tomb again. Just double checking none of these had any torches. Nope. Okay, this piece, go down here. Back up. Epic. Okay. Down the tunnel some more. Where are you gonna go? Wee across the lake. Again, moving with the mysterious current. What current is pushing us? Deep, deep. I want to slip this round to the partial. Like, let's just now go with just access to the tunnels. Just get access to my favorite tunnel. Okay, just double checking what I had on me. Pull this down. The usual. Whee. Can't go through the basement because we don't have the cool elevator button running, which is easy enough to turn on if I get the boiler room. So we're gonna head back to the other side. Now we definitely want to drain out more of the reservoir, but again we need the pump room and the boiler room connected. it's actually best if I go down here, through this tunnel, to get back to the front door, because the tomb takes more steps. Never mind. I didn't send it down. I'm allowed to make dumb mistakes. Yeah, it happens. Okay. Up through here into the tomb. I'd like to just look at what the note says in notes by Claire's tomb. Yeah, tomb letter. What is the translation? To my first child, the day, you're my day, you're my night, you are my world. To you I give the home in the south. Tomorrow the future will be without me. Tomorrow my future will be without you. But first I bid you heed my word. You are unknown, so something. My child, you are not the House Sinclair, you are House Espin. Forget your dreams of the north. Your name is J. Eri. Your future is towards the south, away from Fern. Your dreams lie away from your father, towards Ijira. Towards the south, and a new future. Goodbye, my child. That's interesting. Now, I only did that because I simply cannot translate that. I'm too dyslexic to translate that much of an entirely made-up language. Okay. Let's go up to the kitchen and get a couple bananas. Just stop me from being so low. Okay, go this way. And dug all the holes. Yep, okay. Up. This wing. It's not this door. No, okay. Well, it was this door. I was going to say, if it's not this door, it's the other one. I have 2 of these. Yeah. The aquarium's gonna be better. Dig. See what this one can give me. I'm gonna go up the right side because that's the doors that I have open. Observatory, that's not bad. Me through. Ah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're gonna go to the vestibule. Northwards. Go morning room. Yes, I read this. The clock is moving. Car keys. Good to have. And open this way. Let's see. Might as well grab the light saw. Ew, bomb. That's not a bomb. Stop saying it's a bomb, brain. It does look like one. You can't tell me that it doesn't look like one. Boing. Okay, 1 second trap. I'm gonna let the cat in.
Yeah, Bobby? Yeah, we're just sitting. We're just sitting. Cat. Cat. Cat cam. You can sort of see him. Thank you, Bumps. I really wanted that. Put it down a bit more so you can see me. You sit down? Oh, god damn it. Damn it, moving my camera set off the, forever disconnect, reconnect sound. Hopefully that's stopped it. Yeah, Bobby. Hi. Cat. How long have I been streaming? About an hour. Okay, another about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go check on my second cat. So he needs to have eyes on him.
Hi. Hi. Hello. Whoa. You standing up, kitten? Cat. Hey, bombs. I'm gonna try going straight ahead. I can go passageway. That's alright. Hey, Bobs. Cat. Koju. Hey, Bobby. Hi. You're being just so cuddly. Okay. What do you want? What do you want, Bobby? So demanding. Oh, please stop changing my settings. Stop! Get off my book. Ugh. Here we go. Can't see anything, Bubs. You're in the way. Yeah. It's back to where it's supposed to be. What are you gonna do? Please stop standing on my keyboard. This is so unhelpful. Bubs, off the keyboard. But you're still on the keyboard. What are you pressing? Please stop. Bubs. Oh my gosh. Can you please sit down properly? Okay. Oh, we're just gonna sit here until my cat chills. Are we good? Are we gonna stop being on my keyboard? Don't look at me angrily. Grab this, because that's helpful. Yeah, hi, Bubs. You're so helpful. I'm so glad you're here. There is no sarcasm in my voice. No. Hi. Clock in room 46.
Just dang it, boy. I'm gonna open it. Okay, yeah, didn't think I had a actual special key. Yeah, let's go Clock Tower. Let's see. I can. Where's the stuff? Lock that one. Yep. Don't grab the timer thing until I can move. Well, actually, might as well grab it because it's gonna be a long time until that opens. Sure, let's open this. Let's open this one so I can get her into that corner room. Just want to open several doors. Ooh, music room. Now, I want to test something. Timer's gonna run out, so I'm not too pressed. Yes, yes. Alright, so I get a sanctum key if I either draw the music room last or if it's in the last row. Still don't know what this box earth painting mean. Oh, where you going? Where do you think you're going, Blitz? Where's my cat going? Would you like to leave the room? I will offer him. Would you like to leave? Yeah? There you go. Now I don't have the nuisance attacking me. Just thinking if I should go check on my other cat who's just had surgery. Make sure he's not doing anything wrong. So I will be back in like 2 minutes. In case you couldn't tell, I'm back. Yeah, Already read that. Okay. Curse coffers. You know what? It's a permanent edition. Well, why not? Okay. Where am I? I'm up here. I want to see if we can get the master bedroom. So we've moved the closed exhibit from the pool today. Yeah, we'll go office. God damn it, Blaze. You want to come in now? Alright. In. Would you like to go outside? It's wet. It's raining. He's a weird cat. He just went outside in the rain. Absolute mad lad he is. That's a really far away for the insert disc to pop up. That's kind of funny. Intro. What can I permanently upgrade? The bonjour. Sure, I'm saying that wrong, but it's funny to say it wrong. You know what? Having 3 apples in a known room is actually really helpful. Okay. Open this door. Let's see. Can I? I already have an aquarium, so let's remove it from today's pool. An actual pool is helpful. Now I could spread money, but I want to see if I can open more rooms and if I could possibly get the conference room, so I have to go through the entirety of the house to find it. Here, let's think for a second. It would be good to go down to the sanctum and open a sanctorum door. Do I have a known? Yes, we do actually have a known sigil thing. God, I'm so good at English. Sigil thing. I don't know what that is, but it sounds funky. Alright, open this. Already given a pretty aggressive look to most of this. I don't think there's anything I can do in there. So let's just go straight down. Was it this way? Yes. 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 Okay. Don't question that. Don't question me. I don't question me, I make no sense. This door. Yes. We shall open the sanctuarium sanctum simsundum. See, I know words. Okay. First off, we don't. Okay, we just gotta keep going around this until we get the right combination of. Because we need the symbol to look like that if it will focus. It's not focusing very well, but I need to look like that. No. No. Yes. Okay. No. No, we need kind of a... Yes, that piece. And now... That's not the one I wanted. Okay, interesting. Nope. Yes. No. 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 God damn it. Okay, it is that one, and it needs to be like upside down. No. Okay, let's just get it back to the correct, yep, that one, and then spin this till we get the big dots and small dots, and yes! Due to the overwhelming amount of traffic varying with Orienda area sigils that were destroyed after the war, the Morojari puzzle box featuring the infamous black symbols are among the rarest and most valuable collectors can acquire. When black tiles are pressed, the entire row shifts to the right, as if on train rails. Insane. Shit. Damn it. Okay. Mess that one up. Forward. Sideways. Sideways. God damn it, messed it up again. Alright. Down one. Cross. What the Here. Oh, hang on. Okay, yep, I messed that one up. Across. Okay, I messed that again, but it's okay, we're getting there. Hit that one, switch that one. Wait, alright, we want to switch that one. God damn it, the disconnect, reconnect noise, I hate it. Okay, mess it up again. We want to bring 2 up. Okay, this works. Go sideways. Switch you, grab you. Pull you down. Shite, messed up. That's alright, we can save this still, I think. Yep. That one. Slide you over, push you. you over. Down. God damn it. Wait, actually. Down you a cross. You again. Down, cross. Let's cross. Down switch. Wait. Up. Switch you. Aha, got it. I use my brain. So much of my brain. Fascinating. Black Bridge, hotel and spot. 8 realms in 8 months. The objective's simple enough, but in what order, what route, and where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore, as planning has never been my strong suit. Well, in the spirit of adventure, I have departed, forsaking both map and plan. As it happens, the road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old Kingdom, a landmark as black in realm as it is in name. I feel closely connected to Herbert, Mount Holly Estate, and Carew, and Beige, Reddington, Berries, yep. Where's the Black Bridge located? So, begin journey, Black Bridge. What state is what realm? And what realm is Black Bridge? I think it is in Fen Aries, so we started in. Fen Aries. Just glance. Okay. there's so much going on. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So yeah, in the Route 46, there's 8 realms in 8 months. So wherever the Black Bridge is located is going to be where the first realm that that Herbert obviously went to. Herbert Sinclair. Herbertius Sinclair's. It's not being weird. Okay, up. Now what we do want to do is turn the red box in the boiler room on. That wasn't there before. Nom, 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 nom. Open this door. Showroom's good. The showroom is good. Let's see, what is it gonna give me? Moon peasant, moon peasant. Yeah, moon pendant. Emerald bracelets. You don't have to pay for gem costs and floor plans. An ornate compass. While drafting, you may rotate the first 3 floor plans you draw. And there's the master key. Could go down to the chapel and grab the money, but that's really going to depend if I run out of keys. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the gymnasium. Yeah, we're gonna go vault. Let's look at the vault. So much money. Cha-ching. I've only managed to open 2 of these, and I wouldn't mind opening more of the vaults, because there is something in here I remember. What? We don't know. Moon pendant, master key, and the bracelet. I think master key would be best, because I don't want to run out of keys to use. Which way is the best way? Let's go through the vestige. Thank you. Yes, we did open all the doors in here, so it might as well swing them open. I can. We're gonna go open the piggy bank in the chapel. Just scanning the rooms as I go because it's smart. Really hope I get the dining room soon. Break 'em. Bonk. Jesus, that's a lot of money. Wow, 200. Jeez. Okay, I don't see anything I particularly want to try and combine. Just gonna open these two doors here. That's not helpful. The boiler room is not helpful here. Sure, we'll go bedroom. Oh, no, no. No. Ah, okay. Rude. Alright, let's see. Let's go down to this room. Master key. Might as well grab the emerald bracelet and the ornate compass and the moon pendant. Jeez. Alright. Gonna remove that from today's pool. Mechanical room. How many mechanicals do I have? One. I have one. I'm gonna go to the rumpus room just because I'm pretty sure it said that it's not gonna give me any more spooky fortune telling, which is sad. The last one was really helpful. Okay. Master key. I'm gonna go to the French sounding room. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I can't light this, can I? No. Master key. Actually, the workshop may be very helpful here. Let me see. In this spot, do I have the letter? I do not have the letter. Workshop. Nice. Letter is C. So I have that. I'll just read it out because you won't be able to see it much. If blank count something something 8 dates crack 8 say. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. don't know what to try and put together. Let's go more bracelet. Let's see what can I put anything together. Nope. Shovel. Sledgehammer. So I already know what the sledgehammer thing can do with the battery pack. Okay, that's fine. Can I open this? No. Rude. Rude, I say. Through the rumpus room. Just taking a good think of what we can do. Master key. Rotate. Yes! Upper can actually be used. Donk. What do you give me? Hey, nice. Now, this is where we hope we get boiler room. Please give me the boiler room. Nope. Sure, we'll open the trophy room. It's not helpful. Yes, I still can't do anything with that in here because I need a boiler room connected to it. Background of the workshop, see what I can open there. What are you gonna give me? Can I rotate? No! Oh, I wanted to rotate it to let me outside. Okay. It's gonna let me in. Curse of the Black Bridge. That's beauty. Yeah, where was the treasure map located? Clock Tower. That's actually pretty helpful because I'm gonna go back to the Clock Tower. Curse of the Black Bridge. People of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down for generations, with each new telling the stories changed, becoming years colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to a text seems a vicious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have a dozen variations of the legend. Well, the details would often change, and I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet, the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of the tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandfather told me as a boy long ago. Berry Picker from Oris.
Forest, which I think is in Fern. I'm 90% sure. Many years ago, before peace had become familiar with the world, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. For each crime that fearful travellers credited the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coppers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise: high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jasper, who had not been lucky in his life, having lost two brothers to a war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jasper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of alleyways to sustain his pitiful existence. It was not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardship would take an easy road out, an easy and well-travelled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jasper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, the notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Holy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to his vacation of banditry, Jasper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jasper was assigned this innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, but was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jasper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he worked alone while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jasper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn affronted meant Jasper could reach the furthestmost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his retiring words upon his return. Breathing. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination. Along the way, Jasper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged, and so barest of berries that one would have dedicated several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jasper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to his long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in the new grove surprised even Jasper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jasper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confidants, who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jasper set off to fill his basket, and was making steady strides in the task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jasper freeze. He had been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept towards the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound source revealed itself, within 50 paces of where Jasper hid. An elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around the corner of trees, led by two beautiful white horses that conveyed a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jasper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without having witnessed such a sight before, Jasper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jasper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death coming round the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face." Jasper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behaviour, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries. Jasper raised his half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see proof of his words. The demeanour of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jasper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expression on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. His softened expression made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you wouldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? You couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jasper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to produce this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jasper hurried with a scripture response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all this way only this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was at the exact opposite direction which Jasper had travelled. While that response could seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I have travelled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you've tasted them yourself." Jasper felt happier with this response as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far, and even then my father would always drive us here in our carriage. So I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward." It was Jasper's time to smile. "Then let my efforts reward us both today." He raised the basket even higher. "A taste and memory of your youth, sir." The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending down over the seat to reach down to the basket, and the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through the superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jasper caught the man's startled eyes. "For that taste I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth." This driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jasper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. "Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though I will admit, the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you in the indignity of walking appeals to me." Unable to find the purse in the man's coat, Jasper pivoted to search the seat underneath it. "Why have you no purse upon your person?" The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing towards the carriage door behind him. Jasper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. "There's a lockbox in the carriage." "Well, come down then, and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands. A concession, I assure you, will be oh my gosh, a concession, I assure you, of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat." The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jasper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jasper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile of kindness Jasper had seen on the man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory.
in their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you were showing me? Jasper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it, securing the final bindings, and then hastily returning to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant, polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since Bashir had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jasper had suspected. The driver of the carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that his observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jasper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Orandian hands. It reminded him of artifacts that the old world was presumably crafted in one of those ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock that would not open easily without a key. Jasper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key that you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, There is no key for that box. Jasper stood up. Easy enough, then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy. Effigy? I don't know how to say that. A crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jasper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised by how heavy it seemed, given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly at the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed. Jasper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. What is it? That's one. Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jasper tightened the grip on the effigy. One what? You're mumbling, Jeantor? And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person? The man did not seem intimidated. One pace, he offered for effort. 12 more, and you will be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Damn. Jasper looked down at the sculptured stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had of course heard stories of curses, and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live, maybe, another 3 or 4 days. Maybe more, given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we knew its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do, to be discovered here? Beside a body, stolen goods in hands, lucid from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No. It would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. but Jasper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the depression sink in, he hopefully looked about for a solution, and, if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him, and he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answers to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4, perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task was too great to chance, and so, after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function of secure as objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of tuition, Jasper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. If I die, what care do I have? With that statement said aloud to the horses, seemingly, Jasper took up the reins with confidence. Part 2, Below the Black Bridge. Oh. Miller woke to some light nudging from the familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her such an ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, and stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered. She was on third watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. Waving to her young friend, who was already more likely to be already asleep. Oh, words are hard. I am going to quickly fill up my water bottle because this much talking is drying my throat out. Hello, I am back. But Moga. Don't question that, I'm weird. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to access how many arrows it held. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cave, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Rivia was already posted. She waved, and Rivia waved back, calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravina, Ravina lowered the braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravina, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn, Miller followed. Ravinia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post. A necessary concession for the concealment of the outpost demanded. Ravila tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as the water poured out, splashing onto Ravina's face. It was a bit too daringly and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravina took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on a third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, and of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that was spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Orius and Reddington. To the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure the travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhand and bricklayers, but to a cavern-house bandit, it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day, there was no shroud to conceal her expressions, nor hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Riviera touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, suddenly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hands used in rude words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month along the branches. She watched as Ravina shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravina rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon, squinting through the leaves, and the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller, too, heard the sound of the approach. Ravina held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in familiar uniform, long grey coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tourniquet hats. Tricorn hats. Oh my gosh. Words we know do. Oops. Okay. They belonged to the local patrol of the Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at the Black Bridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated that an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravina's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage. Cautiously approaching the bridge to cross, instead of the familiar crunch of high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoof boots against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had nocked an arrow and drawn a bow. Go! Ravina was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing towards the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. The only reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly, the base had been compromised. This was a blackguard attack. Gasp. The moment the horses come into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry, but before she could even processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for carriage to traverse such a roughened terrain, yet she watched as the wheels jostled over rocky riverbed. The third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage the unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Revere. No, I'm saying their name wrong. Ravina? No, I'm saying it right, okay? Revere. Among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a sudden gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. Oh no. The gang's chieftain, Geoffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage, like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward into the customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay a far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body. And beside him, a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Miller was inconsolable. Jasper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the helms of her every move, the way a child trails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that it wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of the cave. A flower among the nettles of this cave. But he still had thorns, honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in darkness, in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking the neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her, but even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and intense voices could be heard ahead. Louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. The growing dead grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness pulling at her. It was Ravina. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravina placed two bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. Two bent fingers confirmed that what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began, blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Froderick Lee of the Black Guard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to a collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, He grinned. Now they speak. Jesus. Jeez, that was dark. Okay. Okay. Now what to do, a couple things I could do. Let me check the treasure map. Where did it say? It said the clock tower. Okay, I'll go to the clock tower. I would like to see what I could do. Want to let's see if I can dig up things. Is it gonna let me? Oh, there it is. Treasure map. This looks like the spot. Time to start digging. Dig, 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 dig. Oh, num 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 num. Delicious. Up we go. We're gonna hopefully the clocks are okay, yeah, they are somewhat near this one. This one is it's a lot to do. Flame, wheat, bundle, and match. Nope, okay. We want to wait until the clock hits 1:30 because it opens up a secret room in which we want to go into. Trying to think, is there anything else I can do in this round? I did want to get the bloody diary key to the ladyship's bedroom, but we, as you can see, we didn't get the ladyship's bedroom. Ladder. Whee. Anything I can... I don't think I can mess with anything up here. This is kind of useless at the moment. Gosh. So we know in... I do have enough steps and enough time to get down here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop. This is Orandia, but it's now called Fen Orandia. So that was the first place we went. Well, Herbert Sinclair went. So we can put that down. Up we go. Ugh, waiting. I'm not a very patient person. This is painful. Just surveying the rooftop in case there's like, I don't know, some weird secret message. Because it would be in this game that they've got some weird secret message on the rooftops. Nearly at 12:30, which is good. Jeez, the story of the Black Bridge is terrifying. But then again, it talks about steps. And specifically the box that we actually just bought from the gift shop. So I wonder if that will be in the outer room, prayer room. Gosh, waiting. Tick. They all have different sounds, that's fun. I don't know why I needed to do that, but alright. I don't know why I keep looking at that, it's not gonna change. Only a wee bit more. What can I really do anything that I know of? I don't have certain things. Yeah, alright, that's fine. So there's this being blame. There's I don't know what this plant is called. I know it's gonna be part of a 2-letter word. Because in the thing, we've got most of, I think from here downwards we have words that we have, but up here we don't, actually we don't know these two specifically, and then this word, so it's like these two equal if, something, count, something, something, dates, you know, let me make sure I'm doing that right. Yeah, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. So this one's 8 dates, crack 8 safes. So there's 2 words here and this. I don't know what it means. Nearly there. Did I get any Bolt keys? No. Ooh. This. A Sanctorum key in the vault. Yeah, we got one, that's good. I'm just thinking what I can do and what I can mess with. Come on. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Am I dying slightly? Only mostly. Okay. So I don't trust myself to wander off and do something else and come back and not run out of steps. Come on. Almost there. I'm gonna look out this window. Why? I don't know. I'm gonna look out this window. What, 25. Ah. Come on. 25. Get to the 30. Open. Open sesame. Sesame open. Hurry up. My gosh. I am impatient.
Please. Yep, goes a little bit past it. You gonna open it? I'm gonna see, because it might not have done the... No, it didn't open it. Okay, I've gotta... I'll try and open it earlier then. If it doesn't work at night, then it's... Call it a day. Now, quickly, I'm gonna go do two things. One, I'm gonna go let my cat in, check my other cat, and grab my meds. I forgot to turn that knife back on. Right. Oh, I'm dumb. Let's see what I get. We're gonna go schoolroom. I have off stream. I have looked at how to. Well, I answered all the questions on the final exam, so all I need to do is get to that last classroom, possibly take some notes from the geography classroom. Otherwise, pretty good. Classroom. Apple. Delicious. I should have checked what draw. Sure, in second grade classroom already. Alright, so I got shoveling coin purse from the moon pendant.
yesterday. Redraw, we're either gonna try and get... Okay. I'm gonna say we try and get some more gems so we don't run out. And... so just... have a look of everything. Open this one. Can I have a classroom? That's not a classroom. Open the library though. Oh, nice. Gem. Mostly. Video history of Arianda first edition because it might give me some more info on specific things I want to look at. Go to classroom. Just looking at all the desks. Had my meds, telling me to take meds. Looking at all the desks. Okay, let's redraw until we get one facing the other direction, or one facing both directions. That's good. Yoink. Classroom. Yes, the geography. Right. Arch Aries. Royal Museum. Fen. I wanted to look at that. Get a... Ugh, okay. Over here. Have a look. What actually tells me... South Key. So that's... He's looking for the top or bottom. Guessing... this is tricky. God, looking at all these, it's hard. Should probably read and write that down. Okay, this didn't help me near as much as I wanted it to. Do we have the hall pass sitting on any of these desks? No. Okay, that's fine. Let's redraw until we get one that I can walk straight through. That's really helpful. grab anything. It's fine. Oop. West Hall. This way. Chapel, we're good with that. We're just trying to give myself as many places as I can go. Fine, we'll go to the nursery just simply because it gives me more steps potentially. Okay. Back through here. West Hall again. Again, just to not sure. Get my key. Please, can you give me something helpful? There we go. Room to let me go that way. I will open this. Hoping there's gems or keys. Both would be helpful. You know what? A bit of everything. That's decent. Okay. This room. As much as the vault will be helpful, unless I have a vault key, it is not helpful. And seeming I don't have a huge amount of shops already, you know, the vault's not too helpful. Library? My god, we already have this open. Share 1 second error. Yep. I'm just kind of looking through things. Just like I've already read this, like yeah, it's not gonna give me much, but why not look through it? Classroom? Oh, there's the whole bus. That's good. We will not lose traveling between adjoining hallways. Hallways drafted from adjoining hallways do not cost gems. No. Okay, there's no note or anything to pick up in here. Just checking the desk drawer thing. Total redraw's 10. My gosh. You know, the Great Hall is not actually bad. The Great Hall will allow me to, hopefully go through. Yes, get through there, but it might also allow me to open one of the doors to the antechamber, which I don't necessarily need, but I want to. But I don't know what that hand gesture was. Okay. Here. We'll go parlor. so I can get some more gems because we don't want to run out before we get to classroom 9. There are 2 false statements. The box with a false statement is empty. This box is empty. So if this is true, then these 2 are false. Which possibly means this one has it or the black box, but I'm gonna... Okay. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. We're just gonna walk past. We saw nothing. Nothing happened, because it didn't. East Hall, so we can try and get more classrooms. Oop. We'll go closet, hoping that we'll get either gems. Okay, well, not gems then. Gems are a special item, but we didn't get a special item either. Tossing up whether or not I should... No, I'm gonna go to classroom because we don't want to push my luck. History is penned by the victors. Yes, we know that. Is there any hidden note in this room? Because there was one in the 2nd grade classroom, but doesn't necessarily mean there is one, but it just makes sense to look. Can I... No, can't click on them, so I can really only look at them from far enough away. I'm just looking at this. There's no reason. I don't need to. I just want to. Interesting. Hello, Blaze. Are you going to join me? Are you going to join me? Ah! Why, thank you. This is definitely what I wanted. Hi. Hang on, would you like me to sit cross-legged? There you go. Blaze is sitting on my lap now. I don't need to see, that's fine. Do I have a shovel? I do have a shovel, that's good. Dig here. Ow, Blaze, you stabbing me hurts. Just in case you didn't know. Stabbing me does hurt. Okay. Hi. Hello, Babs. Boop. Oh, okay. No headbutts. Sometimes you let me headbutt. Good classroom. Yeah. Yeah, there's movement happening. Crazy, I know. You're so helpful, Blaze. So helpful. Again, checking for hidden notes. Really doubt there is, but no harm in checking. Almost better to go back to the west hall. Does that mean I'm going to go back to the west hall? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 2 more. Oh, I don't have any gems. I was dumb. Bubby, I do like using my mouse. Am I allowed to use my mouse? Am I? Am I allowed to use my mouse? I don't think I'm allowed to. No, I'm definitely not allowed to use use my mouse. I have to have either my mouse or my keyboard. I'm not allowed to use both. That's illegal. Car keys. Money. Hey. Ow, the stabs. Ow. You're violent. Has anyone ever told you, Blaze, that you're violent? Yeah. Yeah, okay. He's gonna lie on the rug. He knows who owns the house. And he thinks it's him. It's not, it's his brother. His brother 100% owns the house. Okay, where to go? Yep, going to the West Hall's the best option right now. I hate that. The boxes are evil. Past the art classroom through that. Here. Oh, wait, we're back. Okay. Where do you want to sit? Are you going to sit on the side of my desk in your little bed, or are you going to sit on my lap, or are you going to sit smack bang in the middle of my desk? He's generally considering sitting smack bang in the middle of my desk. Oh, I don't. Okay, break the box. Oh, you've taken the side bed. Oh, I'm sorry, did I move? Were you not just finished deciding? He wasn't finished deciding. I am so sorry. I shouldn't have moved. I should have been frozen. Shouldn't have I? Oh, please don't lie down on my mouse. I kind of like my mouse. Oh, don't lie on my book either. Okay, he's lying on my notebook. Who needed a notebook anyway when you can have a cat? Just gonna hope there's some gems in one of these. Please be some gems. Booger. Oh, I shouldn't have used both my keys, that was dumb. Well, there's a high chance that both these things are locked up here. Or not. Okay, whatever. Please don't have both these rooms locked. Oh, thank gosh. How many mechanical rooms do I have? One. It's not as helpful. The Berger will give me a gem. And 3 apples. No. Wine cellar! Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go commissary because typically they sell yeah, they sell gems. Set of gems, key, gem, banana. We're gonna grab all the gems and then whatever we have left we'll use for the bananas. Okay. We're gonna go to the dining room. So hopefully I can get a... Oh... Oh, I'm just gonna hope, please. I've messed up. I have messed up. This is only grade 8. We needed to get grade 9. Okay, what can I do? Can't really do literally anything. Call it a day. It's a very quick day. My cat is still smack bang in the middle of my desk. Cat put a piece of fur in my glasses. Not helpful. Where's the button? There it is. He's smack bang in the middle of my screen. I'm not allowed to look at my screen. Doo doo. Doo doo. Doo doo. Alright, grab my allowance. We go straight out. Let's see. Bloop. I don't trust myself with using steps as... Please. Okay, you going back? You going back in your sleepy spot? Alright, he's back in his bed. No. Okay. Sorry, I saw that and I just had to see. He's like, I can climb! So I immediately go climbing. Right. Okay, we're just gonna see what I can get done. Away. Which one? Eat the apples. Should I probably save them and use them later? Probably. Will I? No. Because probably need to relight them or something to possibly get that back, but I also might not be able to get it back. Greenhouse. Can I have a shovel? Nope, that's fine. Oh, meadow detector. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So I looked at all this. Ah. You read the red envelope. Wait. Let me just see if there is any... no hidden text anywhere. You tend to be able to see it. It's like a little blur. Like commissary. It's commissary, but I like saying commissionary. So shaker, shovel, and we'll save the gems. The dig. Turn it on nom nom. Again, why is this 14-year-old child eating raw tuna with salt on it? That they've dug up from a garden. Let's just see what I can open. Guest bedroom. Doesn't lock me in later. No. We start down the middle. See what I can go. Closet, sure. Love closets. And it's saying that. Aquarium. Dig. Key. I'll go nursery because it's a corner, it's a good spot to put a dead end. Also prevents me from hitting it further down. Okay, we were just getting aquariums. So it's a bit fishy. Yeah, I'm so funny. Alright. We'll open a bedroom. Not bad. Whee! The patio. The patio. So I wanna dig. Like digging. Dig. Pantry, because it opens that way. Yes, I know the coins are there. Stop telling me the coins are there. I'm gonna go parlor for the wind-up keys. These might be impossible. The other two boxes are true. This box does not contain the gems. This box contains the gems. Well, if the other two boxes are true, then this one has to be false, so that one cuts itself out. So this is a false statement. So this possibly has it. No, okay. My big brain was not very big. clear a den because it could possibly open the garage still, but I don't want to. Oh, there it is. Bonk. Boing. Bonk. Bonk. Again, why is this child eating raw turnip? Kinda weird. We have a dining room. Just because it's so darn helpful. So gosh dang helpful. Use that. For reading nook, I don't particularly know what my goal is here. Today, I just want to see what I can open, what I can get. We go to the library. Yep. Nope. Room of Mirrors isn't actually bad. Just depends if I can use it properly. Background to yep, that. All the way around to the commissary. Nice. Nice, because these count as green rooms when I spread stuff to the green room, it's put them in there. Yay! What? Why are you beeping? Why did it try and beep? Oh, through that, right. Key and gems, okay, I don't really need those. All the way back around. Here's a bit of a walk. That's okay. Through here, through here. through here. God, this place is a maze. Okay, it doesn't help me too much. I might actually be stuck. Yeah, I'm stuck without. I am actually going to leave it for today because I have things I need to do. So thank you for watching the short one. Bye.